the AT&T-Time Warner deal went through.
It went through, and Trump's all hot about that because he did everything he could to cock block that.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that's been, and as a matter of fact, the judge warned Trump not to fucking interfere with it anymore. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, you're right. All this other shit's going on. It's just a big giant distraction. And you got any more news on that merger? How quickly it can take place?
It's going to be pretty quick. I mean, they already started with the rolling out the DirecTV Now, which is a streaming service. They're going to start having all those networks on there, and the cool thing about that is that it's kind of, I mean, Comcast owns Universal.
Yeah,
they have a lot of shows on there, so this now gives AT&T a chance to compete and have CNN, TNT, TBS, all the Turner stations broadcasting. HBO was what they own. So just imagine everyone how big HBO is. So now it'll all come free with any AT&T service is what their plan is, and then other companies you'll pay an arm and a leg to have.
They're going to offer the movie channels for free.
Well, just HBO.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, the old Cinemax too, but. Yeah.
Well, that's really the only one or two that matters. I mean, let's face it, Showtime is not what it once was. Showtime's got a couple of shows on it I like, but HBO has a hell of a lot more on it that I watch than the others combined, probably. So that'd be cool.
And then owning CNN is huge too now. I mean, you know, who would imagine
all that fake news they run. And here's the other thing: they claim that Fox News has the #1 viewership. Well, technically, they do. They have the #1 viewership. Why? Because they on as far as broadcast news goes, and well, I guess it's cable news because they don't really have broadcast news. Broadcast news is ABC, CBS, NBC, PBS. That is where you get broadcast news, where you stick an antenna up and get it. The only way you get Fox News is to have cable or satellite or a streaming service. That is the only way to get it. So all the broadcast news, according to Trump, is fake news. If you can stick an antenna up and get it, it's fake news because they, and I will admit, MSNBC gives Trump a hell of a way to go. Well, Trump sexually harassed one of their news ladies that's on the daytime lineup. She wouldn't cough up any for him. So he made things rough for her on the tours. And so she despises him. So anytime she can get dirt on Trump, she does. And they do come down pretty hard. But here's the thing. If you want them to quit coming down hard on you, quit lying, quit spinning shit that you get caught in, and then making the web even worse. I mean, normally the worst thing, they say the worst thing you can do is not so much the lie, but the cover up of the lie, and or the crime, the cover up of the crime. And they are the masters of that. I mean, they never admit to anything, and all it is one big giant cover up, and everybody with any fucking sense knows it. And that's what the broadcast news does. The only right-wing news out there that is on, I mean, you can't even count this fucking idiot who's this guy that Trump likes that's got the great big microphone and talks the big shit in the deep voice. God damn it, I can't think of his name.
Is he on Fox?
No, he's not on any. He only has a web service.
Oh, web service.
And then Trump loves him. My friend Patrick's always making fun of him. I can't think of his name right now, but he's one of these extreme right-wing fucks with all the conspiracy theories and all that. And I can't think of his name right now. And then, of course, you got Rush Limbaugh, but he's not on really any network news. And then you got Breitbart, and they're not on any channels that I know of. They're like a right-wing magazine or whatever that Bannon guy is affiliated with. And that's it. So you got 70-some-odd% of the news being put out there is put out by networks, and they're all fake because they report
Alex Jones
is the guy. Oh my God. If you listen to Alex Jones and believe a nostril hair that comes out of his mouth, you're a fucked up individual. This guy's as far out there as you can goddamn get. And he claims Sandusky was a conspiracy when all those kids got killed up at that school. Nobody really died. It was all actors. And then tried to say the same thing about Florida. All actors. None of these people couldn't even go to the funeral. You couldn't. They didn't have. And people fucking believe it.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is get some of these fucks to believe this shit. And
how often do you travel, Star Maker? I could answer this question, but you go ahead. And
not very fucking often these days. I pretty much limit myself to about 180-mile radius. So I mean, I'll do 3 hours if the pay's right. I did Memphis not long ago, and it about killed me. I mean, it's really rough on my legs to not be able to move them, not be able to have them elevated for that period of time. And so
last time you went to Evansville with Russo was the last time you traveled.
Yeah, Russo's not too bad on me. That's about 2 hours.
Yeah, about 2 hours.
About two and a half at most. And the Evansville was not too bad. I drove that one. But and then Nashville I can probably do.
Yeah, it's about the same, about 2 hours.
Memphis is a haul. I won't be doing Memphis anymore. I'm glad I went, but I won't be going anymore because it took me a while to recover from that trip. That trip down there put me back in the hospital. 7 hours down, 7 back, and I was down there for a few days. And that trip took its toll on me. But anybody that loves me and cares about me wants to come here, I'm pretty accessible. I mean, I'll meet you for dinner. I've had people over to my home. I've had people from Maryland that were traveling across the country. They went to California, and on the way back, they said they'd like to stop by and take me to dinner. I said, well, come on by. And they stopped by the house, and we went to dinner down at, once again, can't think of the name of the damn place, but Chris loves it. It's a pretty good place.
There's some questions in the back. I'll go back and get them here in a minute, but there's another one just popped up. Kenny, what's your thoughts of the Young Bucks and Cody's thing, which is called All In Chicago?
I honestly don't know enough about it. I'm glad that it worked out for Cody. I'm sorry that him and Russo have gotten into it. I don't know if there's a misunderstanding. I haven't really heard Cody's side. Heard a little bit of Vince Russo's side, and both are friends of mine, or at least, well, I think Cody's too big a star for me now. I've written him a time or two, and he hadn't written back. I don't know his wife. I've even reached out to her a time or two and say, hey, tell Cody that Kenny said, hey, but sometimes they get to be such big stars that they just can't reach back to where they were, and whether that's Cody's deal or not. But when Cody left here, we were great friends. But,
in Cody's defense,
I thought me and Cena were too, but I never hear from those rich fucks anymore.
Well, in Cody's defense, I think he's just so busy. I don't think he's a nice guy. I don't think
none of us are so fucking busy that we can't write back and say hello, how you doing?
No,
I don't give a fuck who you are.
Have you tweeted at him lately?
Stone Cold Steve Austin's got enough to me. Enough fuck the rest of it.
And Jericho too. I guess you're
Jericho and Russo and
you're right. You're right. You got a Buddy Landel story?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to share one. I like to hear one of those too as well.
All right. Buddy Landel and I were pretty good friends, and he loved football. Cornette knows absolutely nothing about football, so he couldn't go to Cornette's house to watch the Tennessee-Florida game. So he asked me if I like football. I said, yeah, I do. He said, well, who are you going to be for between Tennessee and Florida? I said, well, most of my time was spent in Florida when I was a teenager, so even though I hate the SEC, I'll root for the Gators. Well, you mind if I come over and watch the game with you? I said, well, sure. So he comes over to my very small apartment I had at that time. This was in the early 90s. And Buddy's over. I think he brought a friend of his, and me and Chris are there. And so we're watching the football game. And Florida is just beating the dog shit out of Tennessee. So Buddy is not in too damn great of a deal. I warned everybody that was there. We were having some sewage problems at the time. And you absolutely, positively could not take a shit in my bathroom. If you had to shit, you had to go down to, they opened up another apartment for me. Or if you had to take a shit, you had to go to that apartment. You could not shit in mine because they still had about a week's worth of working on the lines in my apartment. They actually come in and dug the ground up in my bathroom and in my hallway to fix the lines in the house. And but all my shit's there, and I didn't want to move down to that other apartment for a week and then move back. So we took showers and went to the bathroom down at the other place. But you could pee in this bathroom, but that was it. So Buddy knew those rules when he came in. And I'm giving Buddy all kinds of shit because Florida's just beating the dog shit out of Tennessee. And then Buddy decides he's got to go to the bathroom. Well, I'm assuming that him and his friend, and of course Chris, all knew that you go to that bathroom and pee. Well, Buddy's in there for a while, And I yelled, buddy, I said, God damn, that's awful goddamn long to take a piss. Bolin, I'm taking a shit. I said, no, God damn it, buddy, you can't shit in there. I said, you can't. Oh my God, Bolin, I just flushed the commode. There's shit running everywhere. God damn. Hang on. Fill in for a second. I got choked.
It's so he. Wow. I'm.
Yeah, I got choked up telling the goddamn story. So he's screaming. There's shit going everywhere. I'm doing everything I can. God damn it, Moses. He's cussing me because you can't flush the commode. And I'm going, oh my goddamn. Who's going to clean up Buddy Landel's shit? I ain't fucking doing it. I know goddamn well Chris ain't doing it. I said, goddamn, buddy. I said, either you or your buddy got to clean it. So I go back there and look, and he's just standing by the commode laughing his fucking ass off. That he just stayed back there that long to make me think that he took a shit in my commode, to make me think that there was shit all over my bathroom floor and that I might possibly have to clean up Buddy Landel's shit during the Florida-Tennessee game. He never took a shit. He was fucking with me.
Oh, okay.
That's my buddy.
That's pretty good.
Well, I don't have too many others. He used to have me. Him and Al Snow used to do this trick, was to have me introduce them until I got it correct on Smoky Mountain shows. Buddy was good at it, and Al Snow, after Buddy left, started having me introduce him over and over again until I got it right. And at that time, Al was not really that well known. I mean, he wasn't the Al Snow that we knew in ECW and the WWE. I'm like, well, who the fuck's this goddamn curtain jerker to be having me reintroduce him over and over? But it worked well for the crowd, and we had a good time doing it. So anytime that I had to introduce Al Snow, there was going to be like 7 introductions before the match would get on. And then finally, when he heard one he liked, then we'd start the match. It actually kind of got him over with the Knoxville, Tennessee, and Barberville crowds.
Yeah.